The news was getting worse, and it was clear that we were talking about days rather than weeks.
The final photographs of Queen Elizabeth II, determined to carry out her duties, appointing her 15th and final Prime Minister. In an exclusive interview for GBNews, Liz Truss reveals what the late Queen said to her in reassurance.
The meeting at Balmoral, she was absolutely on top of what was happening. She was very, very keen to reassure me that we'd be meeting again soon. The assumption absolutely was that this would be the first of many meetings.
But her frailty in the photographs concerned ministers. The mark on Her late Majesty's hand was noticed by the then Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, Nadim Zahawi, who was due to be virtually sworn into the Privy Council by the Queen on the 7th of September.
We were, as a new cabinet, instructed that we will all be sworn in via video link. And just before that time, we were told she won't be on video. It'll be only on the spider phone.
Everybody was there sort of waiting around, and we waited for a few minutes, and then the news arrived that the Queen would no longer be able to do the meeting. And that was the first I heard of it, but clearly it was a very ominous sign.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank the
first the outside world knew something was wrong came via the House of Commons when Nadim Zahawi handed the Prime Minister a note. The first of many hastily handed around the chamber. Liz Truss, already aware the Queen was gravely ill, did not know how quickly Her Majesty was fading.
The palace will be putting out a statement. I rushed to the Prime Minister's office in Parliament to effectively begin to agree with the palace a form of words for the Prime Minister if the statement was to go out whilst the Prime Minister was still in the chamber. And that's what I took into the chamber. I took in a handwritten note.
The palace delayed the statement that the Queen's doctors were concerned for her health until Liz Truss was back in Downing Street. Meanwhile, members of the royal family were on their way to the Queen's bedside. At 10 minutes past 3, Britain's longest reigning monarch passed away. News was secretly sent to the capital. London Bridge had fallen.
I had to sort of close the door where myself and my chief of staff had a sort of our own sort of tearful moment.
Our Queen, who's been on the throne for 70 years, the absolute backdrop to our lives, is now gone.
Operation London Bridge swung into action, and heads of government and Commonwealth realms were informed.
25 minutes to 7, and Buckingham Palace has indeed confirmed in the last few moments that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died.
Broadcaster Alistair Stewart, marking the moment in history.
I did genuinely find it very emotional reading it out, not only because of the burden of responsibility on my shoulders, but on the shoulders of the entire team at GBNews and those who were kind enough to be watching us and listening to us.
Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built. Our country has grown and flourished under her reign. Britain is the great country it is today because of her.
A life of devoted service that will never be forgotten.